Over 15 billionaires that we know of are currently building underground homes right now, as we speak, that are really their own worlds. Welcome to Soul Spy University, where your souls can run free and your minds are free to expand. Today's show is sure to blow your mind and open your world right up. But first, it helps my content to you tremendously if you can please click that like button. Subscribe to be a part of our family so you don't miss out on the news that they're not telling you, and share to help our channel survive. Just a reminder, there is a donation link in the description box. Any little bit helps to know that someone somewhere is listening. I mean, this is all granted that we're all still alive next week, but don't worry, I never leave you in fear. There will always be a calming message at the end. Also, if anyone is called to the list of services I still currently provide, now that we're all on Earth still, please be sure to Instagram message me. If not, I hope I see my email, as I recently had to delete 40,000 invisible emails to make invisible room, because that's the world we live in right now. As well as over 15 billionaires that we know of are currently building underground homes right now that are literally their own world. Mark Zuckerberg, for example, has a self-sustaining underground compound. It's expected to exceed over $270 million. It starts out with 2 mansions above ground, offering 57,000 square feet altogether, 30 bedrooms, 30 bathrooms, its own water tank and water supply that is 55 feet in diameter and 18 feet tall, with a pump system.
Jesus. Damn.
It produces food across 1,400 acres, has walls all around so that no one can see what they're doing when they're working on it, and they all have to sign an NDA.
So where did this information come from?
It got leaked through,
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah, it got leaked through because certain projects needed like approval of the town.
Yeah.
Multiple mansions have underground tunnels linking them together, with living areas, a library, noise reducing metal and concrete doors in the 5,000 square foot underground bunker. These are just in the tunnels connecting the two.
Oh, wow. They're really, wow. I wonder if someone was really trying to point out to someone else that, hey, something's going on in the world. And somebody was like, no, no, no.
Well, we're not here to spread fear, but this doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen, because, light and love and spirit and light are more powerful than any of this. But listen to this: they grow their own food in the rooms.
Yeah, they have to.
As a as Yeah, they have concrete and metal doors, which are apparently typical of nuclear bomb shelters. We have to watch what we say on here. Nuclear blast doors, 11 tree houses linked by rope bridges, several pools, sauna, and gym.
For the kids. The tree houses are for kids. Yeah, if they're building to repopulate. That many, like that much space and connecting, they're building to repopulate. They're not building just for themselves. They're building for their grandchildren.
This is interesting. I don't think that's the whole reason. We'll get to that in a second. I just want to also add that apparently in 2020 there was a petition against him on change.org, accusing him of colonizing Hawaii, and also alleging he mistreated natives.
Oh yeah. There's also other shenanigans that people have been talking about, but I don't know. There's no proof. But let's just say after that volcano went off, a lot of the property in the destroyed property in Hawaii was bought up by billionaires. I
Okay.
mean, that could be a financial thing too. I mean, it's not exactly crazy because it's like, yeah, the place was devastated, so it's worthless now. At the moment, it's worthless. So they're just going to be like, oh, we're just going to step in and purchase this land because, God knows when, but things regrow and it might be worth something. But I don't know, man. Bill Gates is building one too, I believe, right?
I think so. Apparently, at least 15 that we know of.
Yeah,
I also
yeah.
want
Bill.
to add these two things and then we'll break into conversation.
Okay,
Um,
go ahead.
okay. Also in 2022, someone passed on the job, died, uh,
Oh,
allegedly due to a heart attack. But his family is suing Zuckerberg for wrongful death. Also, over 11 billionaires have built underground bunkers in New Zealand. Okay, we can break into conversation about anything now. But yeah,
but here's the thing: if you're not living like at the site when something supposedly goes down, like what's the point? Because a lot of these bunkers are in Hawaii. Actually, I know that for a fact. I think Bill Gates is in Hawaii.
oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It's like they chose Hawaii, and it's like, what if like they didn't get there in time? Like, what if like something happens? Are they just gonna be in Hawaii from a certain year on, and that's it?
I'm assuming that they're going to know ahead of time something's about to happen. So they're like, oh, it's time for vacation. Everybody get in the plane. Everybody get in the plane.
But like, how are they gonna know? That's so unpredictable.
You're billionaires. You're telling me somebody's not going to be like, yeah, it's about to go down. You might want to get in your bunkers.
I'm thinking about this wrongful death suit. The guy had a heart attack. How do you sue for that?
Uh, Billionaires get sued literally for anything. Like they sneeze wrong and people are like, sue. So they could say it's stress. He was stressed or something like that. It doesn't matter because it never really goes to anywhere. They just end up settling and they'll get money no matter what.
Okay. But I wonder if there's any validity to this.
I doubt it. Just for passing on a job. People pass on jobs all the time. They're not going to be like, oh, yeah, murder.
He's also getting accused of mistreating natives.
That could just be a rich person thing where he's just snobby
Hmm.
because he kind of seems like a real douche. I mean, he's buying up all that farmland. So
Colonizing Hawaii, aren't they already? What do they mean by that? There's already like people there.
I don't get what are you saying?
He's being accused of colonizing Hawaii, which is why there was a change.org petition.
That is odd. Maybe he's just bringing a bunch of his rich people. Oh, probably because yeah, well, him and his rich people are buying up land. Maybe that. I don't know. It's weird. That is strange because there's a lot of rich people in Hawaii as is. It's a beautiful place. Of course, it's going to be sold out with the rich.
Mm. Well, anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know about those tree houses just being for kids. I think they're like literally covering all areas, like in case we have to be underground, in case we can be on top, in case we need to see really high. Maybe it's for him. I mean, tree houses sound.
No, the tree houses would be in the bunker. Why wouldn't they be in the bunker? Like, why would you need a tree house outside the bunker if there's,
How is a tree growing underground?
well, they use those light, why am I blanking on this? Someone help me. My
But
brain.
you're assuming it's underground. There's two mansions that are above ground. Did you not hear that part?
Yeah, no, I heard that part, but
So if there's
we're
two
talking about,
mansions above ground and there's 14 acres of food growing above ground.
is it growing above ground? Are you sure you got that one right? Because there's a really good chance that it's not. It's because everything above ground, it's the whole point of a bunker, would probably be gone. And the bunker itself is where everything would need to be, food and everything else.
Yeah, I definitely know it's both, but I don't know in what way. Like I don't know if, the food underground is just growing in rooms.
Oh yeah, of course. They probably have like a giant field underground where things would grow.
Um, but
And
again,
they
it
would
would need sunlight, and I don't know how a
they
tree
they
would
they
tree
they,
house.
they, they use the freaking those bulbs that give off sunlight.
Oh, yeah.
Just like yeah, they have grow houses all over the place that have that stuff. You just put in these bulbs, they give off the same ish stuff. Or they could also be growing a lot of root vegetables that really don't need sunlight. Or they're growing everything up top, having it canned and everything, and then brought down.
Yeah.
There's a whole plethora of different stuff.
But I thought the same thing. What if they're just not there when it happens? Like that's in Hawaii.
Yeah, I know, and that's not a short flight at all from anywhere.
Normally I would just think he's just trying to get a tax break because he has all that money and maybe having a house would help with that, like an extra house. And since he has all that money, he might as well do underground just in case. But it's interesting that like 15 more billionaires are doing this. Although
Yep.
maybe that's not a lot in the scheme of billionaires, and they all just had this, like they're all just talking like, yeah, might as well.
No, I mean they're not billionaires being stupid where they're like, oh, be a great hobby. Let's spend billions, millions of dollars on this. They're not rich and dumb with their money. So they obviously know something is up and something's going to be happening.
It is weird that
So,
they're all doing it at the same time.
yeah. So, and it's, I mean, like I said, the world is a little out of hand at the moment. So maybe it's just a fear, but I really doubt it. Billionaires don't get to that level and not have information just pouring into them in all kinds of different directions.
Yeah, but also it's like maybe they just realized to have this idea. But my thing is this whole out of hand thing. I wonder if it's a matter of perspective. Like some people think we've never lived in a more peaceful time.
Those people are idiots. We have, this is not a peaceful time. We
Uh,
are not.
we're not judging you if you feel that way at all. I'm not.
If you think it's a peaceful time, go ahead and walk down 58th Street, or maybe a little, whatever. Go walking down in the city right past sunset. Go ahead.
It's peaceful compared to other world wars.
I guess, but we don't. Those wars, we didn't have nearly the technology we have now. Not even close. So it's a lot scarier now. A lot scarier because I mean, literally, things can get wiped out with anything. It doesn't have to be an explosion anymore.
Yeah. It is interesting, guys. We did watch what is it, documentary of a time traveler, um,
Hmm.
where he came back from the future, and it's apparently true. This man documented this other man, and you really got to watch it because he went missing after that. He had an X-ray of his hand, and there was something in it because he said there was a chip from the future. Um, anyway, he went missing, and there was like a very um, burnt body at this site that he always wanted to stay and be at. Um, and he kept being really scared to tell us too much. And uh, like they found that hand there with that thing in it at the site.
No, they never found a hand.
Yes, they did. They found that's what was so crazy is that they found the hand with the
I thought
thing.
they.
That's
I
what made
thought
it so crazy.
no. I know they got the X-ray, but I thought that the
Oh,
hand.
wait, you're right. They
Yeah,
found a cremated burnt body without the hand that had the thing in it.
yeah,
So they found it with a hand cut off, which is even crazier. With
yes.
that exact hand cut off.
So I mean, so these billionaires, they probably know something's up, and they
All right,
know
so
it's
what I was
coming
getting
soon.
at,
Oh,
what I was getting at is that
oh,
that time traveler came back, and I'm telling them the facts of why it seems so real before I even tell them what I'm getting at, because otherwise, they're going to be like, "Oh my God, she's talking about time travel." But trust me, in this documentary, there's so much proof that it's like mind blowing. And guys, we did do a video on that, so you don't even have to watch it. It's called "Documentary of a Time Traveler" in our time travel playlist, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so go check that out. But anyway, the reason I bring it up, because do you remember what he said? He did say that something like where he came from in the future, which I don't remember. Was it like 2087 or something? Or was it
No.
over 3000?
Yeah, it's like 3,000 something.
3000 something. And he said that the reason why he even got recognized and caught is because he was taking things from the grocery store that were natural. It was like a banana and something. And he's like, "Oh, where I'm from in the future, you can have three things for free from the grocery store." He also had no hair on him when he came because he said that the air quality from the future is like really not good.
Yeah.
Right? And that they all have to stay indoors.
There's radiation because there's a World War III that pretty much messes up the world.
Yeah, yeah. And he says, prior to World War III, like there's a blackout or something, grand blackout for 3 years.
Not 3 years. I think it's 25 years.
That's too long. I think it was 3 years.
No, I think it was a lot longer than that. I could have swore it was 25. I don't know. It's been a while since we've seen that documentary.
Yeah, you guys check out that video and you'll know what we said in it. Let us know. And also,
Yeah, no, we forgot that.
let us know what we said. And also, let me think what else he said. Oh my God, it was just so crazy. The poor guy, he just seems so. Oh, he said time travel is just, you could do it, right? Like you could just do it. He made it seem
Well,
like casual, right?
no, it's very regulated, and
Oh, yeah.
he was working at a military thing, but he says that we have time travel now. It's like it's not as sophisticated, obviously.
Hmm.
Um,
Which is amazing to hear. And I kind of knew that. And we do cover a lot of time traveling stories. And
yeah,
we're about to cover another one, actually, if we didn't already put it out. That time machine.
yeah. I don't know. This thing, like I said, yeah, it's these rich people. You got to follow the money, and when they start doing something, it's not for nothing. So they know something's up.
Well, it's not for nothing, but it doesn't have to be for that. But the evidence from this guy makes me wonder, maybe. That's why I'm bringing it up. It's
Yeah,
okay.
maybe. I can't remember the dates that he said though. He said a bunch of dates.
Yeah, yeah. And then it was weird is that I think the guy asked him what happens after this year, and he's like, "Oh, you don't want to know." And he made it seem like nobody's around after that. But then how is he there?
This is part of the story that we'll tell at another time. That the thing I'm going to say later.
But that's a different story. It's okay to talk about this one.
I know, but it's involved in that one as well.
But that's okay
Uh,
if it
okay. Well,
verifies.
anyway, in that story,
In which story?
it's the one I'm going to be telling you later about
Oh,
Amy.
but that okay, okay.
There's a brief section where she says, um, "There's a apocalypse type situation coming soon, like in the near future," she says, and the majority, not the majority, but like a good portion of our population moves underground, and then there's the other portion, there's a small portion that somehow survives on top. But
Wow.
there's not much more that she says into it.
Okay. Well, guys, I'm sure there's much more that she says, and we either already put the video out on it recently, so check it out. It's about an ex-NASA scientist, I think, or engineer. If not,
Yeah.
stay tuned because we're going to put that out.
Okay.
But that's interesting. I'm wondering, so let's compare. Did he say, and we don't have to compare everything because you'll break that story in the next video. But did he just comparing to what you just said, because you already released
Mhm.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, did that time traveler that I was just speaking of, did he say there were people underground too? I think he did. Yes, the underground people. He called them molars or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah. But that
The
they're living
mole
underground.
people. The mole people, he called them.
Yeah, but that's in his time where they refuse to get the chip and they refuse to like get like the medical treatments, so they don't really last long.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I forgot about that.
oh,
God,
that makes sense. Yeah, and they live in like the subway tunnels or something, or did I just imagine that? But something underground.
don't know. They live on the ground. I know that. I just don't know what they live in.
No,
Guessing,
I don't. And they're not necessarily wrong because that guy seemed really depressed.
yeah, because he's like comes back here is like, oh man, I'm all alone.
I guess
I
so.
I enjoy looking at the squirrel. The
But
squirrel is my friend.
wouldn't he be happy to like talk to the person who was talking to him? He was more like hesitant. He was like a squirrel. He was like, ah.
Yeah, but we don't know if the people like in the future are kind of just like that.
That's what I mean. Maybe the mole people are right. Maybe they're the happiest ones. I don't know.
I don't think they are right because they're dying at like age 20.
Did he say 20?
Yeah, he says they die pretty young.
That could be like 50 there.
I thought he actually said a number.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was, but it's a low number
Mm.
that that's pretty much their lifespan.
And who knows why they choose that? Maybe they learn through history stuff, you know, which I wonder if there's a history in the future. And it's okay that we're talking about this one because yours is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, guys, normally I wouldn't spread fear, but I thought maybe there's something. I like to look at both sides to what Tommy's saying because not only does underground bunkers, but they're saying stuff from time traveling. But all right, if you really want to get back to the underground bunkers, we can go to that.
Yes. You see my background? I'm in a bunker,
How's that
underground
going?
bunker.
How long
That
did
is
it take you to make that?
years, and it's one bedroom. I don't know how these people get their things together.
How much was it? How much is it?
It costed me $58. I had to do a lot of weird stuff for this place. A lot.
You know what? That could be a future job. Oh God. No one look at his face. I was trying to take a 5 minute break from drinking, but I don't think I can now.
Terrible things to get that bed. Anyway,
Are you gonna be a couch sleeper like me? It's like a little
I don't
couch
know.
there that like you're like, I'll just be on this instead of the bed.
Here's the thing. Here's the problem. Here's the thing. Now that everybody knows that these billionaires are building these bunkers,
Hmm.
one, like we said, yeah, if they don't get there in time, it's like, well, but if something's going off, well, I'm guessing they have some kind of security like protocols to get into these places.
Oh, private jets. That's right. I forgot.
No, I mean like to actually open the tunnel so that they can get in. Like there's got to be like passcodes and like keys or whatever. It's not just an open door where it's like, oh, you know, we just run in, close the door.
Yeah.
So if something is happening and people realize something's happening, those places are going to get swarmed
Yeah, but
with
I
people.
know that they gotta have employees on standby for that.
You think those employees on standby are going to be like, oh, no, no, go back home. Go. They're going to get destroyed by a mass of people trying to get to safety.
Yeah, but think about it. If the people can't get in, they can't get in. And that's why I don't even know. Like, would you really want to be in that position? Like, if I can't let everyone in that wants to come in, that's just so sad.
Well, I mean, they probably
I wouldn't
actually,
want to live through that. Fuck.
well, that's why we won't have cameras on the outside.
Oh my God, stop. Okay, I don't like, I also don't like the fact that he was like soundproof walls. Like, okay, so that means like as everybody else is going through whatever, there's just classical music playing, and they're just
Oh my
like,
God, that'd be
"That's the Grey
amazing.
Poupon. You're horrible. This is why you're not rich, bro. This is why. I need to
Wait,
move on.
who?
I need to move on in my
Which
life."
one? Which one was this? Which
On
one was this? Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah,
I think that the soundproofing is not for. I think it's more for like when the world's going to hell, like things are just being blowing up and everything. They just don't want to hear that.
that's what I'm saying. How snobby.
It's not snobby. If you want to, if you want to sleep, like if you want to like sleep peacefully, like you don't want to hear explosions in the background and like terrible things.
That's true. Although
You're
I
trying.
feel too guilty to sleep when other people are uh, going through things.
I mean, I don't know if billionaires have guilt. I think they're very much like they get where they get where they are, you know, being a certain way, and it's not with showing remorse.
Perhaps they have the mentality that they can't save the world no matter what, and maybe they can save themselves and however many to help the world after.
Yeah, of course, he's going to save as many of his billionaire friends and the most elite friends if they can get to Hawaii or wherever he's at in time. That's why
Wasn't
it's such a big bunker, and
was there?
that's why they're connected.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't there? There was another underground tunnel that used to connect mansions, right? Was it Playboy or
Oh,
two?
that was for yeah, but that was for other stuff, nefarious stuff.
Why would they need it underground?
Because celebrities didn't want paparazzi finding out that they're going to the Playboy Mansion to have orgies.
Hmm.
So that's why.
Yeah. Hmm.
There's a lot of underground stuff going on all over the place. All over the place.
Which is
I
weird
mean,
because
there's military bases that are all straight up underground. Mount Weather's underground. Uh, I forgot what the other one's called. Uh, there's one in North Carolina. It might be Mount Weather actually. I don't know, but there's a bunch of underground places because people just assume, hey, everything's gonna be fine. I mean, it's a good assumption.
wait, they assume everything's going to be fine, so they put underground. What do you?
Oh no, they assume they are gonna be fine if they're underground,
Uh,
which is a good assumption because it's gonna block a lot of the stuff that comes around that happens and all falls on the surface. You just got to have a good, uh, you know, air system down there, filtration system. So,
yeah, and it's interesting because most of the aliens are underground, according to some.
well, that's they're on the ground to protect, so radar and like all the other. What am I saying? Radar, thermal imaging, uh, like cameras, all that stuff, so they can stay nice and like hidden. Meanwhile, the humans will be underground to be safe. I guess also hidden too. I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. We got to find an underground bunker. Not this one. It's too small.
Well, I don't know about the aesthetic of that one. I mean, you took 35 years to do that.
No, I never said 35 years. Did I?
Maybe
No,
it's $35.
80, $58 actually. $58. And a lot. Oh, oh,
Surprised there's no Christmas lights. All right. Well, also like, all right. So I'm trying to think. What was just talking about? Well, do you remember with the time traveler that we spoke about in the documentary? Do you remember if he said anything about aliens?
no, he didn't say anything about aliens.
Hmm. 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 Well, you guys got to stay tuned or find the one where Tommy is covering a time traveler. I'm sorry, an ex NASA engineer, which is going to blow your mind. because she found a time machine. And it's going to blow the lid on all sorts of other things. So that's going to be amazing. But back to this. So either find it or it's coming out soon. Um, so, okay. So back to, is there anything you know that wasn't said here about these underground bunkers or anything else you heard? I thought you
Not
mentioned
much.
you heard some things
I
about
just heard that
something.
like a lot of the I've heard about the billionaires uh doing the bunker thing. I heard actually there's like a gigantic list out. You could all look at it. But a lot of like the high end celebrities and like rich people, like they're all putting their properties up for sale. There's like a
Hmm,
gigantic list of people putting up their properties for sale, and it's like all at the same time.
interesting.
So I don't know if they're like just trying to hoard more money so that they can create more bunkers or get more resources for I don't know. But it could be literally just them selling their houses and they're all like, "Oh, today's the best day to sell." Because, like I said, they're rich, so it could be
Um,
anything.
yeah, it might be the thing I told spoke to you about off camera where now it's like a financial revelation that like renting's better than owning. But I like with this are they is this like the amount that's all selling right now, is it more than ever by far?
I don't know, honestly. It's a lot. The list is huge,
I just
but
don't know how that compares to other years, like if it's like, if it's always that way.
it's a when you look at it, it's a little weird because it's
Oh,
like they're all selling at the exact same time. Like,
mhm.
yeah, it would be weird if it was like it would be fine if it was like in the same month, but literally they all like popped up within the same week. They're all like selling their places, and it's like the list is pretty big.
Do you remember what week?
It's a couple weeks ago. Uh, I don't know, maybe January, beginning of January.
Yeah, it's probably like their last chance to make as much as they can on it, maybe.
Hmm. But like I said, it could be something as simple as this is the best time to buy or best time to sell or whatever, wherever they're doing.
Hmm. Well, who knows? It's definitely interesting. And I feel like you were saying something in the beginning of this about stuff you've heard, uh, like weird stuff you've heard, maybe about the building of Mark Zuckerberg's or other billionaires' ones underground.
Oh no no. There's Zuckerberg is wait no not Zuckerberg. Bill Gates is buying up a bunch of land, a bunch of farmland, but he's specifically saying how he hates farmland because it's destroying the environment. Um, then there's all the rich people buying up basically all of the destroyed portions of Hawaii. Pretty much my
Oh, you were saying something about the volcano.
yeah. That's what that was.
So you said a volcano erupted, and then everybody bought up the stuff.
Yes.
That's interesting. I also don't like that. Wait, there was something where they put a false alarm out about a volcano once, and that messed everybody up. That it was like, oh no, it was like in Hawaii, it was like seek shelter right now, like right now, and everybody panicked and like called to say bye to their loved ones for like 20 minutes, and then after like 20 to 30 minutes, they got a text message like, "No, we're kidding." Like it wasn't like we're kidding, but it was like,
False alarm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was weird. That was like, I think
I
a
mean, that's not so bad because you would rather get that freaking false alarm than
where
like,
did it come from? Where did it come from? Also, what's sketchy about the tornado thing you mentioned is that I remember that because the person that like his one job is to like warn people, like didn't warn anybody.
what? That's
Yeah,
not
that
me.
was a big thing. That was a big thing. Like that was a big thing. That guy got fired.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't
Yeah,
hear
I
about
know.
this.
I know what I'm talking about. This was
Um,
recent volcano eruption in Hawaii. People were
yeah,
supposed
yeah, yeah. But I'm
they
saying that the you said tornado. I don't know what
not
tornado.
tornado, volcano,
Oh, okay.
the one that you've been
Um,
speaking of.
yeah, I'm assuming they were probably freaked out and ran to save themselves or their families and just gave up on their job real quick. I mean, it makes sense. A lot of people would.
Yeah, but that's messed up. Don't be in that job. That's like your one job is to press a button once. Like that's
Yep.
your job. Think about the other people, you know? And like so he never did that. And he was like high up there in it. Like he, you know, so I think it's interesting because you have a little theory about all these people bought up that land after this volcano went, right? And then
Yeah.
all and also to bicycle on that is what makes it even more sketchy because normally you would think, all right, well, they're just doing what they do, but
Yeah.
maybe not because who wants to deal with volcanic land, whatever. Makes it even more sketchy is the person that's supposed to warn didn't.
Yeah, but even if the guy did, it doesn't. That doesn't really because there's nothing they can do. Warning people is not going to stop the volcano from destroying the place. It's
Honestly,
still going
this
to happen.
blows the case wide open for me, way more than them buying up land after.
I mean, they do that all the time. It's one of the rich. I was told this a long time ago by this very rich person that it's one of the secret like things they do is basically they well, it's not secret. It's very noticeable. They just go in and anything destroyed. Like look at Detroit. Detroit got freaking ruined by freaking crime and all the like other stuff. And the prices were just you could buy a house for like nothing. And they rich people just they see a profit. They go in there and they just buy. Look at New York now. New York is being destroyed. We have gangs like crazy now. It's getting really bad, and a lot of people are moving out of New York. And so I guarantee you, within another year or so, everything in New York, money like property wise in the city, will just plummet. And New York is a it's financial capital of the world, so it's going to be worth money. So basically, they buy up everything. They use their connections to get to talk to the police and get everybody rounded up that is a criminal. They fix everything up, clean everything up, and then within another couple of years, they're tripling their money.
No, I get it, Tommy, but don't you remember that you're the one that brought up the volcano?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's just a specific thing that they did. They just saw a place to get profit because
Well, why, if you thought it
Hawaii.
was nothing, why would you bring it up?
No, I said, or maybe that's the reasoning.
Well, the reason why I'm saying you might have a point is because the person that was in charge of warning everybody didn't. That's where I'm like, hey, you might have a point.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I'm saying here's what doesn't work with that. If he warned everybody, that still means nothing. They cannot stop a volcano from erupting. They
I
cannot
disagree. I
stop.
find this to blow the case wide open. I guess you wanted me to keep disagreeing with you.
But
So
no, like there's I'm
I
serious.
was agreeing with you first,
Oh, okay.
and you were fighting against me the past 20 minutes. So it's fine.
But like I don't know. Maybe you're right. I just
I was telling you you were right.
oh oh
Yeah, this whole time I'm like, hey, you might have a point because of this. This is what blows the case wide open. And you're saying, no, there's literally no reason they would do that. No reason. I'm like, why would you bring it up? You're like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. That's a horrible bunker. I know Zuckerberg bunker doesn't look anything like that. If that costs 270 million.
$58, and I have to do a lot of weird stuff, hand stuff,
All right, hamburger helper. Also interesting. Okay.
terrible things
Oh my God. Wait, we're gonna cancel if we continue. So wait, like
with my
wait,
hand.
You know how, like, okay, we're not going to reveal too much of our personal information, but my coworker roommate and I are thinking about moving. Anyway, the place that we're thinking about moving to has historic roots, and some of their tourist sites are of things of history. Can you imagine the future? Okay, your bunker in the background would be like, this is where the workers of Mark Zuckerberg's underground mansion lived, and it's like the stormtrooper helmet and the fan. Oh
I
my god,
am
there's
getting,
a sock
I
on.
cannot, like, it's impossible for you to even see me at this point. I gotta get some lights going.
You're getting dark. You're getting dark. All right, I'll pause if you want.
All right. Well,
As you can see, Tommy is enjoying his new bunker. Tommy, I think it's a future job. You know how you're always thinking about future, in terms of like, what was that place Zuckerberg created? The metaverse.
oh, metaverse,
Metaverse.
metaverse. Yeah.
Look, he's like the Michael Jackson of society. He creates the metaverse, which is all technology, which is a whole world. Now he's creating a whole other world, just like the Never Never Land, but not like that. But anyway, but
I
still,
mean,
he
there are kids
creates
involved. Yeah.
worlds. He creates worlds that other people can live in. Facebook is a whole world. But anyway, a future job is being a landlord for an underground bunker. Oh, who wants to landlord that? But
How
you,
would you landlord that?
huh?
How would you landlord that? Usually, if somebody's living in a bunker, then things have gone terribly wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Wasn't there used to be a show you watch called Underground Bunkers, right?
Ah, doomsday preppers.
Okay. Did they have underground bunkers?
There's quite a few of them that put underground bunkers, but they were. I mean, one guy bought a old military, old closed down military like nuclear thing, and or just a missile silo. It was just a missile silo, but it was massive, massive, and it was all underground. So he's like, I want to build it so that I want to make it look better and everything. And literally the guy does nothing to it. It was all rust and everything. And he's like, oh, all this water collected where the missile like sits. And it's like humongous. It's a gigantic hole that just keeps going. So he goes, I'm gonna go ahead and check it out and see how far down it goes. And it literally that's the whole episode of him trying to get to the bottom of this well.
Oh my God. I can't believe he bought that and did nothing with it.
Well, I wouldn't even like how would you it would cost so much money. So much money. I think he put a bed in there, but the
Oh,
place
so
was
he's
huge.
he's a regular person like us.
Yeah.
Just did that. I mean, but there's no point in this unless you could really stock up on canned stuff, like have a bathroom, like, water supply. Like there's things they need to have money for and think of prior. Otherwise, there's no point.
Well, those things they can build. People can build these things too. It's not like, I mean, he wasn't the only bunker. There was an older gentleman who created his bunker with his bus with school buses going into like a weird cave, and it was actually very impressive. Like he's been doing it for years and years and years, and his whole basis of it was that he like knows that probably nothing's going to happen, but he has children and grandchildren, and he's like they could all be safe, like if something goes off.
Hmm.
And his bunker was actually probably not as impressive as these rich people's bunker, but for someone that didn't really have too much, it was pretty in depth.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Now you thought the tree houses from Zuckerberg was just for kids. Does he have any kids? I
Yeah.
don't think he has any kids, right?
Wait. Wait. I'm thinking of Bill Gates. I think yeah. Zuckerberg has. I could have swore he has like a few kids.
I didn't think
I'm
so.
not. But the thing is this: if he's building such a large place, I'm sure he's not going to be the only family there.
Yeah, well,
Um,
he has to house the people working for him. I'm gonna find out right now, Mark.
I don't think they're going to be invited into the bunker. The people working for him.
Um, they have to survive. But
I know they
you don't
have.
understand. He's having a whole civilization run. You think he's doing it himself?
No, I think that he's going to pick and choose
They wouldn't
those
do
people.
that unless they have a spot there. And he wouldn't,
Well,
how would he have what, in other words, he has people working for him. He wants to continue that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
but they're not going to. If think of this way, oh, the world just got destroyed. Am I going to sit in a bunker and become basically live as a servant for the rest of my life to this person when money means nothing anymore?
no, it's not about that, but they could survive maybe.
Maybe, but I really don't think it's going to last long of them working for him. I think it's going to probably end up being some some probably uprising and stuff like that. But here's the thing: these rich people, like I said, they get a lot of information, so we don't know if maybe they. Here's how everybody else will know if something's going on. If Mark Zuckerberg and whoever his neighbor is that his house is connected to decides to throw a massive party with just their specific friends to come hang out, uh, then things are probably going to happen almost like guaranteed because they're all going to be going there under the guise of having a party. Meanwhile, they're all like, get into the bunkers.
Well, apparently he does have kids. He's got 3 kids.
Oh, well,
Maxima, August, and Aurelia.
terrible. So they are going to be enjoying luxury underground. They're going to be like me. They're going to get absolutely no sunlight.
Wow, he puts them to bed and gets them ready for nursery school. I thought
How
he was
young are these kids?
what?
How young are these kids?
38. No, just kidding. I think he's just trying to start a whole clan. You know what I mean? Like a whole dynasty.
Yeah. Plus, he doesn't know how long he's going to be down there. So the space.
I've
Like,
learned
yeah,
from the
see.
other video when I held it in.
Yep. Um, so yeah, he doesn't know how long they're going to be down there. They could be down there 10 years. They could be down there 100 years. So they don't know how many people are going to need it, the space. So
That I think he's making space for all his workers so he doesn't have to do things. Think about it. If his workers are still there, he doesn't have to do things and they get survival as a payment.
that's
Because
not
they
going to
get
last.
free food. They get free food. They get um sleep.
How long is that going to last? That's tyranny. They have to literally stay down there. Like they're not going to open the doors for them to get out. So they're trapped.
But that's
That's
think about it. They can come and go as they please. It's just maybe if they leave, they'll die.
there is no coming and going. You can't open the doors. You open the doors, everybody dies.
Yeah, but they are going to be agreeing to this as a exchange for survival. This makes sense, because what do you have money for? Survival.
Listen, yes, I understand this makes sense, but the simple fact is people will end up uh, you know, hating and despising their situation if they're literally there to work for others with just just survival. That's your only payment. Survival and a little bit of food. Not the best food. And
But Tommy,
that
what do
stuff
you
is
expect?
controlled.
I mean, think about it. What do you expect? The world's
I
ending. He's giving you free shelter and food as long as you
no,
work for
I
him.
get that. I get that. But I'm saying that there's like there's a chance there's a really possibility that these people will probably just end up overthrowing him and does that.
That's,
Because
I hope not. That's idiotic.
is it?
You are so viewing it in a very idiotic way to cause problems. Like it's a fair trade.
Yes, I agree with you that for the short term, it is a fair trade. But think about it in this way: it's the rest of your life, and maybe
Because
the
you have no choice,
but
Tommy.
it's also then the rest of your children's lives, and then it's also the rest of their children's lives, and then it's the rest of their children's lives.
Yeah. But you do
So
understand how would you do if you were him?
I get your point. Believe me, I would if we did. I didn't think that the servants will uprise and kill me.
Servants. Like, do you hear yourself? Like,
What else are they? What else are they?
I'm confused. Do you expect him to house the entire world for free?
No, no, no. I get
All
what you're
he's
saying, but
asking is, hey, can you check this for me? I can't do everything for the survival of this mansion I just bought with all my money. Do you know what I'm saying? If you can do this for me, here's food because money doesn't count anymore and shelter. And you know what I mean? Like he's just doing what he can.
I get that. I understand that. But what if you decide while you're down there, oh, I don't want to do this anymore?
Okay, first of all, that probably wasn't in the agreement. Second of all,
Exactly.
they're going to go out there and die.
No, no, no. What if they're like, I just want to live in the shelter and be cool, just I just want to just hang out. I don't want to have to work
That's not
constantly.
fair.
Yeah. But what if you decide that? What if one day you're like, I really don't feel like getting up, but it's like it's mandatory that I have to.
But it's
What if
like
I'm not?
in okay, you're bringing up an interesting point, but I just feel like in a community, like, before there was money or before it was the way it is now, it's like we all do what we can, you know?
I agree. In a community, it is like that. But it's going to be pointed out regularly to these people that this is not a community. This belongs to the Zuckerberg family
Because did they
or the
pay
Gates
for
family.
it? Did
Yeah,
the person,
I
you know
agree.
what I'm
Listen,
saying?
I agree. I agree. But resentment builds.
That's ridiculous.
It's not. It's proven.
Well, but I don't understand. Otherwise, he should house the whole world for free.
Listen, I understand. When it's a larger scale, people will be cowed and they won't fight back as much as they do. But this is a very small scale in a more of a cramped place without the government officials stepping in. So there will be people who resent this. That's just human
I
nature.
mean, I just feel like I don't know, maybe I have a different view. I have a different view that I mean, hopefully none of this happens, but if it does, that people's values rise up in them and they can contribute what they can and everybody works together.
That's because you're a good person.
Thank
That's
you.
just a lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people don't think that. People are selfish.
Well, I hope not.
You can live in my bunker too if you want, but you gotta clean up this mess behind me. I don't know what the hell some of this stuff is.
Okay. What do you guys think of all this? Please leave in the comments. Just so, I'm not going to leave you like this, guys. I guess I'll give you a quick. I mean, if you watched my videos enough, you know that we don't leave you in whatever. But in case you don't, let me just do it. Know that no matter what happens, you are completely safe. This world, everything, time, space, all this physicalness is an illusion. We're in this dream together, and when and if it is time to wake up, we do so together. You are never alone. And remember, you signed up to be here during this exact time for a reason. That's probably unknown to you right now in your conscious mind, But when you do say cross over to the other side, if and when it does happen, and trust me, we're all at that eternal party and it feels amazing. So don't ever fear. Okay, there is no actual death. But when you do cross over, you will look on this life and realize how much you wanted to be here, especially during this time. So every second you're here means the absolute world to you and the world around you, even if you're sitting in your apartment doing nothing the whole time, that's not what's happening. You're actually doing a lot, processing, everything's connected collectively. And every second you are here, you are very valued and very loved, despite what the illusion that you are perceiving is telling you. So trust me, every second is worth it. You won't know until you cross over and see how much you're doing. Um, but we advise that you stay here as long as you possibly can, because you don't realize how much you're wanted here, how much you're loved here, and how much you wanted to be here yourself and actually do on a higher and deeper level still do want to be here, despite what it may seem from day to day. Um, Time's an illusion. We're all only really here for a second anyway, and then we're all in the reality of divine truth and love. So just remember, guys, this is all a dream. Stay in the dream until you're waking up. I feel but God, and whoever you feel is totally fine. Um, and know that we're all connected. We're all connected. The only thing that's true and real is love, despite what it looks like. And you'll know once it's time to awaken. However, remember, you are here for a reason right now. You can still awaken while being here in this physical body and serving what you came here to do in this soul mission, where it could just be existing for the next rest of your life. And that is a lot. And trust me, it's a lot. So you are doing a lot. You are very valued. You are very loved. And we hope to see you next video. Please subscribe so you can be a part of our family. And don't miss out on the news that they're not telling you. Like to support us for free. Share would be phenomenal for our channel to survive in this. And a donation would let me know that someone somewhere is listening. I love you all. Tommy also is with you. And until next time, guys, namaste.
Bye, guys.